Hi Leo, maybe just your general assessment on what you expect from a team, a mix and match team, on a day like today. Where's the leeway for that performance, and how much you want to see standards kept up to a certain level?
Yeah, listen, I think we were all very excited about the game today. We were a bit frustrated probably from a couple of weeks ago against the Ospreys. Ospreys bloody hard over there. But we just, there was definitely a bit of frustration at the end of that game. So there's a lot of excitement about today for lots of different reasons, really, isn't there? Like, because you go through the team from Jack Boyle, who's now an Irish international as of last week. So you want to see him play like an Irish international back in Leinster colours. So, and you go through all the starting 15. And then, there's a lot of excitement particularly for a couple of guys that are potentially leading into the game going to make their debuts. And they have made their debuts now. So it's fantastic. Excitement in the dressing room there, seeing the lads, Ollie and his family there, and with Ivan, which is just a brilliant story, isn't it? So inspiration, we hope, for many more club players out there. And we watch a lot of AAL, and to see, Ivan, even, we would have trained against Clontarf last season at some point. I'm trying to think when that was, maybe during the World Cup. So early in the season, was it? So sort of late pre-season, early season, and the job that like Andy Wood does out there in terms of the community vibe that they have and the joy that lads have in terms of playing for the club and the pride they have playing with the club. And it's so apt that their lads are wearing club socks today. So literally you've got we've got this club socks out there, but you've got a club player. So it's just such a brilliant story, So if you want to have a main story from today, that's probably it. Then there's what goes on in the field is the next bit. Like, it's probably the nuts and bolts of our play. I think there's lots of good intent. We had lots of possession in the first half. Cardiff were very resolute in terms of how they defended. Because we've got some young players and it's a big step up physically. So it's going to take some time to break an opposition down because, do we have the required power to just be able to overpower them? So, and that's the challenge that for us. But we're loose a couple of times with kicks, and then we got really punished. And Cardiff looked very dangerous on that transition or counter. And we give up not soft tries; they're just well taken tries by them, and we're about to look cool. So it's a big moment that we scored just before halftime or just on halftime, and then we scored just after halftime, which also leads to a yellow card as well. So there are a couple of big moments, isn't it? Those minutes, that's 14 points either side of half time. So which obviously keeps our nose in front then in the second half. So, but then there was some plenty good stuff, other bits, it's not like amazing, but maybe a little bit to be expected. But overall, listen, defence coach won't be happy conceding 4 tries. Attack coach will be happy scoring 6. So overall, it's a pretty good day's work. Good crowd here. So yeah, listen, we're really pleased overall because like the lads. The main thing is like they've worked hard leading into the game. Because it can be a bit bitty this time of year, like guys coming and going and all the different bits that we know. But like, what can you focus on? You can focus on what the here and the now. And I thought lads were good with the here and the now today. So that's probably what pleases the most.
Just ask about Gary Ringrose and the mechanics around this game counting towards his ban. Because when Tom O'Toole was banned, Simon Easterby had to clarify that he would have been in the Ireland squad, so the first 2 games counted. How does that work in terms of URC or the disciplinary committee contacting Leinster and this game counting?
Well, listen, I'm not sure what contact has been made from like the behind the scenes, but like simplistically, like Gary hasn't played a huge amount during the Six Nations, has he? So he's available for us this weekend, just like Jack Boyle obviously played in the same game where Gary got banned. So Jack Boyle is playing in the game. So just because the 23 for Ireland is that week, it doesn't mean... So players obviously get released back all the time. So Jack Boyle would be a good example of someone that has been released back to us. Gary, because of the red card, and he could have been available for us this week, because what's the conversation there is in, if Gary gets off, he's available for selection for us this week. So we've obviously got that choice, as in the Irish management essentially have that choice whether they want to release him back to us. And yeah, like, listen, I'm looking at that, the red card, and I know there's lots of commentary about it, but like in terms of mitigation, if you look where Gary's knee is, pretty much on the ground when the contact is made, and there's quite a late change from the ball carriers. So my understanding is there's mitigation there.
Yeah.
So it's not that goes from red down to yellow. Is there a bit more harshness to a yellow or to a red card because it's only a 20-minute red card? Again, I don't know the psychology of some of the decision making that takes place there, but I think if you got a bunch of coaches together to analyse that specific moment, a lot of them would think there's enough mitigation to go from red to a yellow. And I think the rules that we would play by in the league, because again, if that is an incident that happens 5 minutes into the game, I don't think any coach wants that to be a red card. But it's different in Six Nations because it's a 20-minute red card. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. It sounds like you're happy with his technique, but still has to go to tackle school to.
Exactly, yeah, because he's ultimately like, it's still a penalty and yellow card offence, so it's still a foul. But I don't think it's a red card offence.
But he accepted it was a red card offence.
Yeah, but I don't know exactly how that has played out in terms of, it's sort of like, yeah, we put our hand up and we've done something wrong here. It's up to the, in terms of the lawmakers, and there can be disconnect between, as we know, between deciding and the disciplinary process and in terms of what's being decided by World Rugby essentially as to what is a red card, what's a yellow card, because obviously we've been in lots of these coach, referee, even broadcasters are involved in this piece as well. And it's like, so a clip will come up, it's not specific to this clip, but okay, and everyone's got their buttons. What is it? Is it red, yellow? Is it play on? And like, there's always this discrepancy of what people perceive as a red card. And that's the thing about what people can latch on to post a game, and is the pundit fully informed because they can shape the viewers, which shapes like the opinion of the masses, but that's not necessarily always the right opinion. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. So, but like I'm just basically on this, like we're talking a specific example, but someone will go, well, Leo's talking absolute nonsense here. But like I think there's mitigation from red down to yellow due to the factors that I'm seeing. And I think there's other coaches that I've talked to would say the same. Obviously, there's the shape of the game. That's on in London during the course of the week this week. So even the more back I'm hearing from there is like, I think that's Gary's unlucky with a red card there. But unfortunately, once it's in the judiciary process, it's like there's other bits at play there. But that's I'm trying to be open and honest here.
No, very good, thanks.
Yeah. Just 4 quick one-liners. Bordini, totally solid today. Your front row, totally solid today, and maybe both Charlie Tector and Hugh Cooney start slightly slowly, but really come into the game, and maybe a fifth one, Rob Russell back. Good this one.
Yeah, Rob, in reverse order, Rob did unbelievably well there, did a try there, had a good look at it, I know, but a great bit of athleticism nonetheless. Hugh, obviously you were talking about in the lead into the game, so I think you saw Hugh do lots of good stuff. Again, he's an academy player in the team, so up against Ray Lilo's, I don't know, he had a lot of URC games and a lot of experience, so he looked strong, didn't he, Hugh, in terms of his carry, and Charlie Tector, again, did some great things during the course of the game. And
recovered from that start.
Yeah, he'd been a bit of a revelation for us this year, really, in terms of the opportunities he's had. And so he's getting better all the time, which is good. And listen, overall, as I said, we're pleased. 6 tries, win the game.
Front row was rock solid.
Yeah. It's been a great platform for us, yeah, definitely. But credit to Robin as well. He does a ton of work with the lads. And they're good. They're going well.
Brian D, 18 minutes of not necessarily man of the match stuff, but there was a big physical 80 minutes there.
Yeah, and again, like it's great. Like Brian's working incredibly hard on all aspects of his game, so it's great. This window has been great for a number of guys like Brian. So yeah, listen, hopefully they just continue to kick on is what you want.
John, do you want the last one, or will I bring you in?
I was just going to ask you about Dermot Mangan. Was he injured, or was that pre-planned?
He was injured.
Okay.
Hopefully not bad. And I can't go into the details of it.
I thought he was impressive. So I'm going to frame the question now. I thought he had a very, very, very good 40 minutes.
Yes, he wasn't going to get taken off at halftime if he wasn't injured. He got injured.
I thought it might be, okay. How did you rate his performance now that I gave you that lead into it?
I thought he was great, yeah. Listen, all the lads have worked hard. We were excited to see them play. You know, between Brian Deeney and Diarmuid Mangan, the two of them, what do we want? Like, as in, we need them to be, like, dominating collisions, basically. And, you know, they a lot of really positive intent, the two of them. It's not always perfect, but listen, the intent is great. And they're two, you know, young players. Obviously, Diarmuid is younger than Brian, but they're progressing all the time, which is what you want, and they're working hard. Again, Robin is working those guys hard and well. So yeah, listen, hopefully they just continue to progress and keep getting better.
Would you look at German as a 6 as well?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Answers all my questions.
Definitely.